right, studio time check says it's 37 minutes past 6 a.m. This wonderful Thursday morning. Today's the 16th day in the 10th month of the year 2025. Good morning to you, dear listener. Thank you for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. I must apologize for the program starting a bit later than it should. But thank you so much for your patience, for staying with us, and for staying tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM. As I said earlier, today's Thursday, the 16th day in the month of October 2025, and you're welcome once again to Wells Radio 89.3 FM. We're located along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. That's where we're broadcasting live from, and we invite you to do business with us simply, by coming to our physical office here along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Just come into the white building with blue accents. It's boldly written on top, Wells Broadcasting House, Konga Bomagbe. So just come in, and we can assure you that our prices are affordable. You can also send us an email to realwellsradio@gmail.com. That's real, REAL, wellsradio@gmail.com. You can send us messages as well to any of our social media platforms, on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, or at Wells Radio 893. You can also send us messages to our Instagram, X, TikTok at Wells Radio 893, or you can fill the form, the inquiry form, on our website, www.wellsradio893.com. Or you can even send us a WhatsApp message to 0915 4999 893. That's 0915 4999 893. And we'll definitely reach out to you. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. The program this morning is Perspectives Unlimited, where we take a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. We'll take a look at some front pages, and then, of course, we'll discuss with the aid of our analysts and you, our dear listener. That's to say that you can also call into the program and be a part of the conversation this morning. All right, when it's time, we'll let out the phone lines so that you can be a part of the conversation. But before then, you can send in your WhatsApp messages to 0915 4999 893. Let's take a look at the front pages this morning. The lead headline says, Hurricane Tinubu, mass defections ignite one-party state fears. Atiku will be kick as Tinubu tightens grip on South with governor's defections. APC awaits Diri, Oti, Kefas and Muftuang. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Senate screens new INEC chair, Amuk Biton today. That's on page 22. More headlines. Jonathan slams successor for abandoning Bayelsa projects. That's on page 14 of the Punch. Presidential jet still unsold 4 months after listing. That's on page 7. Inflation drops to 18.02% in 6-month streak. You find that on page 24. More headlines. Lagos rejects National Assembly's Central Gaming Bill. That's on page 6. 4 arraigned over murder of Osun local government chair. You find that on page 5. House probes $35 million modular refinery project. You find that on page 24 of the Punch newspaper this morning. In pictures, we see President Bola Tinubu and the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni during a bilateral meeting at the Galleria Nazionale d'Arte Moderna Contemporary in Rome, Italy, on Wednesday. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the lead headline says, Defection intrigues as Deputy Governor, 2 senators, rep members ditch Bayelsa governor. Why I dumped PDP from Diri. Solutions to PDP's problem is not by joining APC, says Dixon. Diri's decision changes the state's political outlook, first time since 1999. And we have here more rep members will follow Bayelsa governor soon. That's according to a source, and that story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. More headlines. IMF hails Nigeria's fiscal reforms, calls for smarter spending, stronger tax systems. That story is on page 5. Nigeria's inflation rate drops to 18.02% as food prices, energy costs decline. That story is on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. More headlines. Okpebalo gives employment letters to 5,000 teachers. You find that on page 4. Alleged misconduct, DSS arrests 2 ex-operatives. You find that on page 29. Health, this is on the health segment. It says diet soda unsafe for liver, experts warns. That's on page 4. INEC, keep your reputation intact. Obi tells Amukpita. All right, in picture stories, we see Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, the wife of basically politicians, taking a picture at the 90th birthday Thanksgiving of Chief Mrs. Victoria Abiodun in Ikberuremo on Wednesday. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, the lead headline is not the same as others. It says, fuel price climbs to 1,000 naira as queues resurface. That's on page, the front page continued on page 3. Nigeria loses bid to host Commonwealth Games. You find that on page 30. Odinga's death creates vacuum in Kenya's opposition. That's on page 25. Court quashes suspension of political gatherings. You find that on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Sultan seeks social media regulation at Ulama meeting. That's on page 6. PDP governors now 8 as Diri resigns. That's on page 5. Inflation drop despite food price reduction. Purchasing power low. That's on page 19 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. I think it's safe to stop with the Daily Trust. And while we start to, discuss these issues with our analyst who is here, Mr. Olali Konsani. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, madam.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do?
All right. I think we should honestly at this point talk about the increase in pump price. Yesterday, I was a bit surprised. I'll say a bit surprised because I agree that, I might have been ignorant of the fact that the price of fuel has been climbing because I don't buy fuel anymore. So, yesterday I was passing by a filling station here in Uliole and I saw 912 naira. And the person who was driving me said, he bought for 910 naira. And I was like, I don't get it. I thought we were still at the 800 and something. And what do you think is the cause of this hike? Is it just a free market?
That's what it is. In all seriousness, sometimes I get disappointed when I listen to some people in this country. I saw this coming. I was screaming then, I'm still screaming now. We are dealing with core capitalists who don't care about us. I should tell you first and foremost that the price of crude is crashing in the global market. Earlier in the month, it was around 67, 68. As of yesterday, it was going for $62. We should see at least a 10%.
That's the price of
crude,
okay.
Which is almost always the determinant of the price
of petrol.
We should be experiencing at least a 10% reduction in the price of petroleum products. But guess what? In my country, reverse is the case. The price is going up simply because, in my opinion, somebody now controls almost the entire stream, from the upstream to the midstream and now the downstream. I was saying it then. Okay, let's get into the details. Before Dangote said he was going to be delivering petroleum products to his customers, his ex-gantry, which means ex-depot price of his own facility, was going for $825. If he said he wanted to help us, you would expect the price to drop further. But guess what? The price is going up from his own facility. That is number one. Number two, he claims to have a 650,000 refining capacity refinery. But as we can see right now, he's struggling to, I don't know if he's actually really truly struggling or he's just playing games with his refinery. What I'm trying to say is that if you pay for 3 million liters right now, you'll be extremely lucky to get 1 million liters after 2 weeks.
So are you saying that there's a possibility that he doesn't have as much as what he's saying he has?
Why doesn't he have? I'm not questioning the facility itself. Rather, I'm questioning the mind behind the facility. Sometimes you create artificial scarcity or because you want to drive prices up. It happens. And that is what I'm suspecting right now.
But if that's the case, because we still have people who are importing fuel.
People who are importing fuel are only complimenting this guy.
That's what I'm saying. So if we still have people who are importing fuel, and as business people, if it's cheaper to import, they'll go ahead and import.
What I'm trying to say is this: get me straight, man. it is the price of crude oil that determines the price of petroleum products.
Yes.
The price of crude is crashing. There is no reason for the price of petroleum
So
products
there's no
to
logical
go up.
reason
There
for
is no logical reason.
fuel price to go up.
And in all seriousness, I've seen a lot of people who have said, oh, but NNPC is there. It belongs to the federal government. Hey, let me tell you something this morning. NNPC retail, all those fuel stations you see around carrying NNPC logo no longer belong to the federal government. They now belong to a private individual, somebody you and I know too well. They only carry the NNPC name. They are no longer government owned. It's all private owned right now. So let's not say, oh, Nigeria, the federal government is failing, so why can't Dangote fuel? That is not the case. The federal government does not own a petrol station as I speak to you this morning. Okay.
All of this, are we pointing back to a failure of the federal government to own refineries?
That is.
Would that have spared us or saved us?
It didn't save us anything when it was functional. So that is not the point right now. If the federal government is failing us, the federal government is failing us because they are unable to hold business operators accountable. I mean, I have listened to all sorts of analysis. People would say, oh, but Dangote spent his money, he can decide to call the price for any. I mean, and I begin to wonder, what exactly is the problem with Nigerians? Why do they like people who, I mean, in my opinion, don't happen to be in the same bed with them? You are buying something, an essential commodity, and somehow you are encouraging the sole seller to drive his price. Is that the type of person you are? Are you telling us that if you were to be him, you would have been doing that? Let me now tell you something, man. If you are selling essential products or commodity or services, you cannot just fix price arbitrarily. And let me give you a small list of such commodities and services. Telecoms. The yellow, green, red people, they cannot wake up tomorrow and say they want to increase. Even if they are doing it, it is illegal. And in all seriousness, I believe that they are in bed with the NCC, which should be.
I know there was a time that Nigerians did complain, and then they give them to bring it down.
They said to take it up 50%.
Yeah. They wanted to take it up more than
100.
that. Yes.
The NCC said 50%,
yes.
And I can tell you that it was at least 150%. And the NCC cannot tell us that they were not aware of the fact that instead of 50, they took it to 150. That is that. All these DCDC people, they cannot just wake up one morning and say, oh, we want to charge XYZ for per kilowatt. No,
which we have also seen truly.
That is it. And petroleum products, you cannot just wake up one morning and say, okay, this is how much I want to sell my product. Because it is an essential commodity that you cannot use to exploit the people. But Nigerians themselves don't know their rights. And that is why it is easy for somebody somewhere to just, model things up, bamboozle them and say, this is how I want to do my things. And Nigerians will still raise up their two hands and say, hey, you are a savior. Seriously?
So who do we point? Who's going to help us?
It is the federal government through an agency of government called FCCPC. The constitution is not perfect, but it's not our problem. I've been saying it times and times over. There are agencies of government designed to take care of each and everything. The problem is, do we know that such agencies exist? And if they truly exist, are they doing their responsibility? These are the things we should be talking about. Like I have been saying, Nigeria has no business right now to deal with scarcity of petroleum products, number one. Number two, an increase in the price of petroleum products. People have said all sorts of things. Oh, if not for Dangote, we will have been experiencing scarcity right now. Dangote is not the reason why we are not experiencing price increase or fuel scarcity. That is happening because Nigerians are now buying just a fraction, if not 1/3 of what they used to buy. That's the reason why this thing is not scarce. Let's ask the real
We've adjusted in a way because we can't afford it.
You don't just get out of your house when it's dark.
Some of us have even dumped our cars.
Nobody is switching on their generators anymore. People no longer drive anyhow these days. Even if you want to go by public transport, is it very, very urgent? Is it important? These are the questions we ask ourselves. Unlike before, you may just say, I feel bored at home, let me drive around town. That's no longer happening. And that is the reason why Nigerians are now saying, oh, because of that. We need to adjust our sense of judgment very, very clearly in this country so that we can see clearly and know who to blame and who not to blame. Until we do that, these guys will just keep kicking us left and right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sani. Let's move to the gale of defections. we like call it the gale of defections. Some say it's only just starting. It started, well, it's been for a while, but we started seeing it happen last week with the Labour Party senator who defected.
It has been happening.
That's what I'm saying. It has been
2023.
happening, but in rapid succession like this.
Okay.
I think that's the thing. And last week it was predicted that 2 governors would defect, and we did see.
I can remember I said it in this studio last week that the governor of Enugu was going to leave, and that of Bayelsa.
Yes,
It has
and
happened.
we've seen
Should
that.
I tell you 2 more?
Let's hear your predictions.
No, I'm not predicting. I'm telling you. It's a fact. The next to go now is Taraba. After Taraba, Plateau. I can tell you those 2 free of charge.
Now, many people are worried
Okay.
that the ongoing political maneuvering, as the Punch puts it,
Okay.
is going to lead us to a one-party state and is killing the opposition.
In all seriousness, and I'm very serious here, I'm not bothered for 2 reasons. Number 1 is that at some point in this country, the PDP had 28 governors. 28 governors.
So it was akin to a one-party state as they're shouting now.
What happened eventually? The party collapsed. Now it's struggling to keep 5 governors. That's that. And as regards 2027, and a lot of people have said, oh...
Or 2026, as the case may be now.
I'll talk about 2026 and 2027. As regards the next general election, I am not by any means bothered.
Why?
I know too well that governors don't determine the fate of the people, election-wise. It is the people themselves that will say, okay, this is who we want to vote for.
But we've seen, at least in the last elections, we've seen situations where the people of the states, depending on who they voted for as governor, it's also, or depending on who they were going to vote for as governor, it also determined their body language towards who or which party they voted for president.
2023 election.
Case in point, Lagos State.
The 2023 election was a bit different. Things were not this wild then. It was a case of, Buhari wasn't doing enough. Let's do it with Buhari. What exactly did Buhari do? And this, this. But right now, everybody knows too well that the present administration is out there to do just one thing, which is to impoverish Nigerians. Everybody now has an eye for this government.
When you say everybody knows, I don't think that many people share your sentiments.
Well, most people do. I can tell you that free of charge. Most people do. Most people today don't care about governors. They don't care about senators. They always blame the National Assembly for not doing enough, but they know who's bidding the governors are doing. They know who's bidding the National Assembly members are doing. So instead of focusing on spending so much energy on the governors and National Assembly members, they are reserving their strength for just one person. I can tell you that free of charge. I know too well that 2027 is going to be totally different. Now let's talk about 2026 or 2027, which is going to lead me to another point. I was saying that, I don't have any problem with 2026 or 2027 until, in my opinion, the only opposition party in this country now gave a very, very solid point. And being who I am, if you have a superior argument, I'll follow you. The ADC said that.
You're saying the ADC is the only opposition party now?
Which other party do you have?
PDP.
P what?
Labour Party.
What?
NMPP.
Let's get serious. PDP, as far as I'm concerned, is no longer a political party. It stopped being a political party in 2023.
Why?
I saw this coming. When Wike, Sheyi Makinde, Oduekun-Ayoola, Ottoman were running wild,
The G5.
I knew it was going to have consequences. They were doing things then without shame. Before, politicians still had shame. I can't afford to be seen in this light by the people. Even if I want to misbehave, let me misbehave codedly, like we say on the street. But when those 5 guys did what they did then, and there was no backlash, there was no consequences from the party, I knew too well that in the future, people who had the flimsiest of reasons to leave the party would not hesitate to do that. If these people could have done what they did as nefarious, so if you're talking about...
And they were re-elected on the platform
If you're talking about why the party is, where it is right now, go and hold those
So are we
sides
saying
accountable.
in indiscipline?
Gross indiscipline, not just indiscipline, gross indiscipline. The ADC said that if you say that elections are going to be held in the third year, trust me, second year politicking would have started. So what now happens to governance? When I heard that, I was like, this is a very fantastic reason. And that endeared me more to the ADC, that these guys are thinking straight. At least it shows that they care about governance more than politics. And I was like, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. And for that reason, I said, let it be. The other thing in the Electoral Act, which I am absolutely in love with, is the fact that it is now going to be compulsory for you to transmit election results electronically from the polling unit. IREV is now going to be IREVing. If you switch off the server, you are nullifying the election. And I like that.
Which that's a part of the
electoral reform.
The
Yes.
proposed electoral reform.
Yes.
What's your take as well on the diaspora voting and voting for people in prison? That would involve internet voting.
No. In all seriousness, if you are incarcerated, that is because at some point your sense of judgment was faulty. Such a person should not be electing our leaders. No disrespect, that's just the truth of it.
But that also forms a part of the proposed electoral reform.
I don't like that part. And for diaspora voting, I am not in support of it.
Why?
The reason is that we need to test what we have within our home already. I mean, within our home first. We are transmitting from purely physical and, in-person voting to what may liken to internet voting. Let us, at least map out a smaller size of the plane before we now say, okay, let us cut it across.
So you're saying like maybe do it for local government elections first before...
Even the general election. Let's do it in our home first before we say everybody can come from outside. Because if there is a gap, trust me, politicians are going to exploit that. And I don't trust the people who are currently running the country. They are extremely crafty. They can do and undo. So if for that reason alone, let's not do that, at least for now. 2031 maybe, but for now, I don't trust in a Buria level.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stanley, for your contribution this morning. We'll take a short break. When we come back from that break, Perspectives Unlimited will continue. As well, we'll also call out the phone lines so that our dear listeners can join the conversation this morning. So don't go anywhere. It's still World's Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Perspectives Unlimited will continue shortly.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Ibi ó ti tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta tá a ti ń fọrẹ́rẹ́ ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọlọ́jọ́ méjì lórí ọ̀gbìn èso kùkúmbà eléyìí tí iléeṣẹ́ West Radio 89.3 FM pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ Ọlátfàm ń gbé kalẹ̀ fún àǹfààní àwọn ènìyàn léyìí tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti lọ sínú iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tí ò yé wọn àti gbogbo àwọn tó tún wá ọ̀nà míì tí owó yóò fi máa wọlé fún wọn. Nínú eléyìí tó ti kọ́ wa nípa gbogbo àwọn àpàdé àti àlùdé tó wà nídìí ọ̀gbìn kùkúmbà nítorí pé kùkúmbà jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára èso pàtàkì lélẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé àti àsìkò gbígbìn àti àsìkò ìkórè rẹ̀ ìpẹ́ rárá. Láti fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn láǹfààní láti kópa nínú ètò yìí, iléeṣẹ́ West Radio pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ Olat Farm ti wá gbìyànjú láti fi ọjọ́ díẹ̀ kún àsìkò ìforúkọsílẹ̀ fún ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́jọ́ méjì náà. Ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà ló ti wá di sísún sí ọjọ́ 24 àti ọjọ́ 25 oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2025. Ìyẹn Friday àti Saturday October 24th and 25th 2025 láti fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn láǹfààní láti kópa nínú ètò náà. Lára àǹfààní tẹ́ jẹ ó ní fífúnni níwèé orí ẹ̀rọ ọ̀fẹ́ láti tọ́ni sọ́nà. Bákan náà láǹfààní láti ṣe àyẹ̀wò sóko yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀kọ́ tíọ́rì tó bá kọ́ yín. Ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọgbọ̀n náírà 30,000 naira lówó ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ inú ọgbà iléeṣẹ́ West Radio 89.3 FM gangan lẹ́yìn tó wà lópòpónà Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ìbàdàn lẹ́tọ̀ yóò ti wáyé. Tẹ́ ẹ bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti kópa nínú ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí tẹ́yìn náà fẹ́ kúrò nípa kòsíkòsí àti àìníṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ fi àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ I am interested in cucumber training ẹ fi ṣọwọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tàbí sójú òpó WhatsApp 0813-864-2544 0813-864-2544 tàbí 0803-509-3394 0803-509-3394. Ẹ rántí wípé ìgbìyànjú nǹkan tuntun ló ń jẹ́ kí àwọn olówó máa lówó sí i. Àìlè ìgbìyànjú nǹkan tuntun pẹ̀lú ìbẹ̀rù láti pàdánù ló mú ni wà nípò ẹ̀yìn.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
In various situations, women are most affected by work-life balance. However, women have pushed through like a plant growing out of tender ground, excelling amidst challenges. Join Kemisola Williams every Thursday on Women of Influence on Wells Radio 89.3 FM from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. to unlock potentials, build capacity, and help other women thrive. From real talk, expert insights, to inspiring stories and practical tools, this is your space to grow stronger, smarter, and unstoppable. Tune in to Women of Influence every Thursday on Wells Radio 89.3 FM by 3 p.m. Women of Influence, greatness isn't given, it's developed.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903-936-8185. Call Toby on 0803-509-3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
89. 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. We're opening the phone lines right now so that you can be a part of the conversation. You can call us. The phone lines are officially open: 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 893, and 0911 3333 893. I'll take the numbers again: 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 893, and 0911 3333 893. You're welcome back. We're still taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in the country today. On the Punch newspaper, it says that the Senate will be screening Professor Joash Oduekun-Ayoola for the position of chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. This announcement was apparently contained in a circular issued yesterday by the Director of Information for the Senate, Bolanle, and made available to journalists in Abuja. Now, what to make of this screening? What exactly, is the Senate expected to do?
Part of the things they're expected to do is to go through his credentials to see if he is, in their opinion, worthy of such a noble appointment, and also to ask him questions. Spontaneous questions you would expect as regards how to effectively conduct an election. Do I have faith in the current Senate? Albeit the entire National Assembly? Nope. I know too well that.
Do you think we're going to see this bow and go phenomenon?
No. So I've told you something countless times. Bow and go is something I do not like, but it's only done when there is a former National Assembly member on the list. If you have a former National Assembly, especially a senator, they are going to say, okay, you may bow and leave, but it's not something they do for everybody.
Okay, let's take
Josh Amukbiton doesn't
merit that. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
All right, my name is Salam. I'm calling from Awotan. Good morning, Mr. Sonny.
Morning, sir.
Yes, my God, God bless you, sir. Madam, you made me laugh this morning when you were trying to force Mr. Sonny to kind of lift PTP as one of position parties. I laugh.
No, Mr. Salami, I wasn't forcing him.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Please go ahead.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You see, for me, I'm not bothered at all, and I'm not surprised. For a long time, I had already zeroed my mind on probably Labour, EPP, and NPP, and some of the opposition parties we have right now. Because for me, for a long time, I knew PDP was dead and buried. Why? And I said this, that congratulations and kudos to Governor Shemakinde and G5 governors for G5 gang for the demise of PDP. And now I can safely tell you, adieu PDP. I can assure you that by 2027 general election, PDP will be approaching the election with three governors, Governor Shemakinde, Bala Mohammed, and most probably Governor Adeleke of Osun State. The just by APC is still fraternizing with them. This that affects me anyway. All I know is that Governor Shemakinde himself once said that the 10% election is going to be between the APC and the Young Green Nigerians. So we see how that plays out. More important place, however, the issue of Dangote and the way President Bola Tinubu has left him on stop, has given a blank check over our oil industry in Nigeria, because the president is not even bothered about what Dangote does. Because if he is bothered, the president should have known that the net price of this PNS at 82 or thereabouts now is selling, even if it's selling at 600 naira, how does that stand to him? And that stand as it cares for Nigerians. And this is what I'm appealing this morning. The President Bola Tinubu should please do something to put Dangote in order. Dangote is a businessman. If he's selling his fuel at 1,300 naira, it's just starting. It's the federal government that will need to put their feet on ground and say, no, we cannot do this. Regulate Dangote for crying out sake. That is the only way. Let me see. Posterity will be fair to President Tinubu. He has max 6 years more to spend. But what he does today is what he's going to answer against, for or against him after the election. Thank you and God bless you, man.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salami.
Let me even chip in something. When Mr. Salami was trying to count the number of governors that would remain in the PDP, I know too of that. There are at least going to be, I think there's a call.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Aderunke from.
Aderunke, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Let's have your contribution.
Yeah, my contribution concerning fuel of between, once we have a working refinery, that is when we can overcome this crisis of fuel of between. Just take a look at it. The rate at which the fuel price will skyrocketed, and it will come down again, which is now to be, and it was since the removal of fuel subsidy, that is when we have been facing all this crisis. So the federal government, they could please try and do the needful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Adirunke.
We are going to have Seyi Makinde in the party, and one other person, I'm sure of that. It's going to be the Taraba governor. Adamawa governor, who is planning to be the running mate.
How about the Osun State governor?
He almost left 3 months ago.
The other party didn't take him.
It was the APC Osun that said, no, don't come. If they had accepted him, it would have been an APC governor right now. So how can you say somebody who almost left but was rejected? I'm going to tell you two people now, Oyo and Taraba. One wants to be president, the other wants to be the vice. That is why they are going to remain in the party.
Well, they haven't officially declared.
It's a matter of
time. And we can't officially declare now yet.
Okay.
All right, the phone lines are still open. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-333-3893. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, West Lady.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is George. I'm calling you from Ologba.
You're welcome, Mr. George. How are you doing this morning?
I thank God.
All right, so let's have your contribution.
Nigerians are getting what they want. Should not be expecting anything different from what we are getting now, until we are able to stand up against our government to tell them what we want. It's not talking about Dangote or any other person who is in some business. We are getting what we want. There are countries where you don't do this type of thing, and you expect things to be normal. How can you have 4 refineries and none of them is working? And we are talking of one man who manages to build a refinery that is functioning. We are getting what we want, and we must not leave this thing for a very long time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. All right, the phone lines are still open and you can be a part of the conversation. However, we'll continue talking about more stories making the rounds. Now, we already talked about the fact that the Senate is going to be screening the nominee, the president's nominee for the post of the INEC chairman. And this is going to determine so many things because, of course, we can see the proposed electoral reforms. Now, do you see that it's possible that there may be a bias on the side of the Senate? For example, if they ask about the proposed, what he thinks about the proposed INEC amendment?
Well, I understand that INEC has an input. In fact, most of what they are saying came from INEC, but not everything. He is a professor of law. I understand too that he would have studied everything. And, he may just want to, spark some flames today when he comes today and says, oh, how about you inject this into the electoral, to propose the electoral act? I don't want to preempt him, but I want to believe that he should have some things up his sleeves. So let's see how the day unfolds.
All right, thank you so much. Now let's move on to other things. There's this headline here on the Punch newspaper that says Katsina governor denies negotiating with bandits. The Katsina State Governor Malam Diko Rada has reaffirmed that his administration is not negotiating with bandits, stressing that the state seeks only genuine and sustainable peace. He said this during the inauguration of 100 new officers of the Community Watch Corps, which will extend the security outfits operation to 20 of the state's local government. So apparently there had been reports of supposed peace meetings between the bandits and government officials in the state, but the governor said that these claims are false.
When are we going to stop lying to ourselves? Pictures are everywhere. In fact, videos as well of officials of government having meetings with these people.
Pardon, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, the beautiful radio woman. God bless you.
Good morning, amen. Good morning, Mr. Mario. Thank you for calling.
My name is Benga Mario, calling from Apata. I want to ask Mr. Sonny one question concerning the constant defection of APC governors. Now, the question is this. If you have, let's say we have 100 APC governors that cross-carpeted to PDP. Sorry, the PDP governor, 100 PDP governors that cross-carpeted to APC. Now, those governors, they have just a single vote, right? Now, and we Nigerians in millions. Now, what really would amaze me is that those 100, let's say, I'm just supposing, those 100 PDP governors that defect to APC governors, that means they'll be having 100 votes, right? And let's say they have some allies. Let's say the allies, they are like 1 million. And now we have Nigerians who are much more in larger numbers, in millions now. Now, but at the end of the day of the election, you discover that the election, the vote of those 100 governors will be much more higher than the millions of we Nigeria that might want to vote against them. So, due to that analysis that I just made now, can we say that the vote of Nigerians are counting, or will still count come 2027? Because I've been doing my mathematical sums in that line, and I've been not able to fathom it. That, and the question that kept coming to my mind is that how will 100 governors, their votes and their allies that run to millions, how will it as number millions of Nigerian votes? That's the question. Does vote of Nigerians count? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mario.
I will only make an attempt to answer that question.
The question is a hypothetical question.
The point is this: your votes are going to count if you want them to count. I understand too that we are now in the era of vote buying. No politician is going to give you money for the sake of giving you money. If he is giving you money, it's because he wants to take a thing of value from you. So if at the end of the day you collect 10,000 naira and you vote for somebody, yes, your vote is still going to count, but in the wrong direction. So if you want your vote to count positively, sit down on that day, think deeply. Who exactly do you think can carry the country to the height that you feel is okay?
Do you think we're out of the era of vote buying?
We have not even started. 2027 is going to be a bazaar. Politicians are very smart people. They are very, very crafty people. Loans here, deductions there. They have a lot of money to play with. And they know too well that they have not done anything that Nigerians can say, okay, because of this, let me vote this person in again. They are going to do serious vote buying, the type we have never seen before in this country. But, it's still left to Nigerians to either sell or not to sell. If Nigerians are going to sell their vote, trust me, I will not complain.
All right, on our Facebook page, don't forget you can drop your comments at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Sulaiman Sharif says, we are in the season of political migration. Congratulations to the APC family. However, they should know that opposition will later come from the masses. We can't keep quiet in the face of hardship and be celebrating one-party state because the economic policies of the Tinubu-led APC government have ruined the lives and livelihoods of the majority of Nigerians. 2027 general elections will be the masses party versus the Commonwealth Looters Party. The question there for me in this from this comment is, are the masses actually ready, to face the government?
I believe some people are ready.
Are these people enough?
As regards whether they are ready or not, okay.
Let's take this call,
Yes.
please. Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Mary once again.
Yes, sir.
Let me answer your question. The masses are ready. Of course, we are even it's as if 2027 should be like tomorrow. But the point is this: we are expecting much more from the INEC chairman. We are expecting him to put a more robust proposal to whichever is in charge that will see to those cross carpeting. Number one, that will see that will promulgate a law that will stop a sitting politician from migrating from a party A to party B. And personally, as I'm expecting so much from him, so much reform in that sector. And the cross carpeting that is moving on now. I want to tell you, Mr. Sonny, more PDP governors, like 5 of them, they are still going. I don't want to mention it. 5 of them, they are still going. So we should still expect more in the coming days and the coming months. And now we can start this a political banditry. I'm talking about the movement. It's a political banditry. I'm just praying that God will help us in this country. And lastly, do you know that petrol has risen to as high as 920 naira, 930 naira?
We spoke about it earlier.
And Nigerians are not saying anything. Nobody is talking. It's as if things are moving on the way it should be.
Well, we actually talked about it this morning, but thank you so much, Mr. Mario.
See, the truth of the matter is, whether people are ready or not. I may not be able to go into that. What I know is that it's my duty to tell Nigerians what is happening in their country.
Hello, good morning.
George, calling back.
All right, Mr. George, please go ahead.
I keep listening to all what you are bringing each day, and that is how I respond to each item you bring up. You are asking whether are people ready. They are not ready.
Why do you say so, sir?
I say so because some time ago in one country in this world, they increased the price of loaf of bread. We all knew what happened in that country, and everything was brought down. Are Nigerians ready to do such a thing? They are not ready. So you should not just. Who are you talking about? You are talking of INEC chairman. Is he with you? Is the National Assembly with you? Is the what they call them, the court and so on, are with you? We are joking. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George. One of the reasons why we have shows like this is to have national discourse. We want people to actually also give their comments. So we thank you very much for those calling to give their comments. You can also drop your comments on our Facebook fan page at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. And if you can't do that, you can send us a WhatsApp message to 0915 4999 893. Mr. Sani, let's see if we can run through one or more stories before we wrap it up this morning. Now, on the Punch newspaper, it says that INEC will deploy more than 7,000 bimodal voter accreditation system devices, that's the BVAS, for the upcoming Anambra State governorship election, which is scheduled to take place on November 8, 2025. This was according to a senior official of the commission with direct knowledge of the arrangement. So this is not official. But they say that they're going to deploy the BVAS, and there's going to be a mock accreditation. They also say they will test the functionality of the BVAS device and the real-time upload of results to the IREV, which is, what we all, talking about. What are your expectations for the Anambra election?
Two things. Number one, the people. Number two, INEC. I want Nigerians to take themselves seriously. Stop collecting money or anything of value from politicians. Stop it. If we keep doing it, trust me, they're not going to have an item's worth of respect for you. Do what is right, do what is proper. As regards INEC, going by the last election they conducted, that's Edo, they didn't do well. They did not do well, in my opinion. We can only hope for a U-turn. But if we are to mark their script by the last they did, they deserve a lot of knocks on the head. But I am not a pessimist. I am an optimist. So let's just hope that this time around things are going to get better.
All right, now NANS has also, that's the National Association of Nigerian Students.
Let's just end this thing. Let's forget about this.
No, because our children are at home.
No, if you want to talk about hustle strike,
yes,
talk to me about hustle strike from people who
but
know what they are.
NANS, they're representing Nigerian students.
Which NANS? The ones that people who are the current chairman can father you, or which one are you talking about?
It doesn't matter, as long as they're in the education system.
They are not in the education. Forget about those boys. Those guys, are, in my opinion, they are there for something other than real agitation for the interest of the youth.
Well, now they're giving ASU and federal government 7 days to resolve their ongoing dispute.
God help them. I cannot come here early in the morning and begin to discuss people who don't even know what they are doing in their lives.
But what's your sincere advice to ASU and the federal government?
I don't have much to say to ASU. ASU has come out with a long list of things that the federal government is owing them. Arrears of 4 years. Who will not get these arrears of 4 years and be happy? Salary for 3.5 months. A lot of things that the federal government is not talking about. Let the federal government do the needful. Like I have been asking, have you ever seen members of National Assembly protest that, our interests are not being taken care of? If National Assembly members can have it all, why can't lecturers, people who are molding our country's future for tomorrow cannot? It's not making sense to me. The federal government should listen to them and do the needful.
Do you think we can have a lasting solution to this? This has been going on for years. Can we have a lasting solution to this?
If the government wants that to happen, it will happen.
All right, thank you to everyone who's still calling. We absolutely cannot take any more calls. It's a minute to 7:30 and we have to wrap up the show. But thank you so much, because this shows that you indeed care about the program and the station. But don't go anywhere. AM
and
Sports
the country.
And the country. Well, yes. AM Sports is coming up next with Sir Daily. Thank you so much, Mr. Olale Konsani, for being on the show. And thank you to everyone who called and sent text messages. Adekunle Christina says, good morning. Good morning to you too. I think my advice, for our callers would be to call early on in the show. You can start calling anything from 7 o'clock till about 7:27. That's when we're able to take your calls, but we can't take it anymore. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. This is Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Don't forget that as you go out this morning, try to be a model citizen. Nigeria, as the slogan goes, change begins with you. It's not a lie. It does begin with you when you decide to do all things right. So go on and have a wonderful day today. God bless you. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed